like I said guys, we really wanted to change the light fixtures in the bedroom to make them more energy efficient. Now the color scheme that Sapphire has chosen is white with gold accents, and so we were desperately trying to find a light fixture that would complement our bedroom. We managed to find this one, which was really elegant. We found it on the Dunelm website and it was pretty straightforward how to assemble it. It has a massive delicate glass shade, as you can see here, which, trust me when I say it, you gotta really handle this with care. The only thing is, we were wondering whether or not it would be bright enough, considering that the shade would be sort of like a diffuser for the lights. But yeah, we really liked the way in which it looked. Got that brass gold finish which complements these, which are the lovely wall lights. We got these from Homebase, which are absolutely stunning, and they're only £25. Now guys, light fixtures and fittings can be so expensive, and so we were really glad to have found these at such good price. And we're trying to come in on the budget. £500 is the absolute maximum that we're willing to spend on this bedroom renovation. As you can see here guys, these are the old light fixtures that we had, which are halogen based, and these bulbs are so you know, not very energy efficient. And while we like this ceiling pendant, we wanted something that will be more energy efficient. Like I've said guys before, if you're going to be doing an electrical work, don't be daunted by it. Always, you know, switch it off by the mains, and I would definitely recommend that you guys get one of these electrical testing pens. They are so good, and all you have to do is put it up against a live wire, and if it glows, then you know that there's electricity still coming through. Now I haven't switched this off yet. This is the earth cable, which is the yellow and green one. The red or the warmer color is normally the live color. So if you've got a black and a red, for example, or a blue and a brown, the more warmer color, the brown or the red, would be live. So if I was to touch this up here on that, there you go, you can see that it just lit up because I haven't switched off the main. It can sense electricity in this vicinity, and so I highly recommend that you get one of these pens. Relatively inexpensive guys, you can pick these up online, and you know, it just gives you that extra peace of mind. So when I do switch this off, this should no longer light up, and if it still lights up after switching it off, then you know that you've got some dodgy wiring that hasn't been labeled correctly. So I'm gonna go switch this off now and simply remove that before we can then install our new lights. So really looking forward to this. Okay guys, so I'm about to switch off my fuse board for the lights on the upstairs, which I already know which ones will basically cut the power to all of them. So I'm just going to do that now. It will be different in every breaker, so you know, I wouldn't be able to say for you personally. So I'm going to switch this off, which is down. Okay guys, so I can't stress enough the importance of getting a professional in when you're dealing with anything electrical like this. Now, changing a light fixture is relatively simple if you know what you're doing. So if you're not confident, I would definitely recommend that you get a professional. Now, in terms of switching off this breaker, there's one safety concern, which you have to make sure that this is safely isolated. In other words, guys, you have to make sure that no one else will come and switch this back on once you're upstairs working on it, for example. Whether you have someone to sit and monitor and prevent anyone else from switching it on, or I know for most DIYers, you can have a padlock system that can lock it with a key and prevent anyone else from accessing it. Now, as you can imagine, this place is a mess, and I'm desperately trying to finish this project as soon as possible, guys, so that we can get back to some normality. Get rid of all of this stuff out of this room, and honestly, everything is everywhere all at once. If you know, you know. But yeah, like I said, we're going to try and get this sorted. Okay guys, so on every ceiling light you typically have three attachments, three main wires, and you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. Most new lights come with it labeled, so you can see you got the L for live. In the middle there you got this symbol, which is for the earth, and you also have the neutral. And then underneath you can see they're labeled in different colors. Now a lot of the new lights, they're covered in these sleeves, which make it difficult to see the color of the wires. But if you look quite closely underneath, if you're doing this yourself at home, you should be able to see the brown just poking through that black sheathing, and on this side the blue is poking through the black just on this section. So even if you were to detach this, you can still tell which is the live, which is the neutral, because one's brown and the other one is black. So all I'm going to do now is figure out the best way to swap these out to get the mains plugged into the other side of this connector block, which is pretty straightforward. But it might actually be easier for me to detach this connector block here and wire these wires into the pre-existing block. So I'm going to have a look to see what will be best. But before then, I'm going to use my tester again to see if this lights up. If it does, then we know something's wrong. So like I said before guys, I think it will be easier for me to use the connector blocks which are here. So I'll be removing the ones that is on my light fixture right here in order to use the blocks which are on here. So I'm simply just going to remove the old light fitting, and then I'll figure out whether or not I'll be able to use this bracket which is fixed to the roof. That's what the light actually is held onto. Or I will have to install a new bracket which comes with our new light. Okay guys, after removing the light fixture, which is probably the easiest thing to do, the next thing to do is to figure out what you're going to be doing and where you're going to be placing your new ceiling pendant. Now this works in the exact same way if you were fitting a pair of wall lights like I've done previously. One of the most important factors is figuring out how you're going to attach it to your surface. Now sometimes you might be attaching it to plasterboard like I'm doing here, and make sure you have a plan on how you'll be fixing your brackets to the surface. Okay guys, so I've just detached the ceiling light, and it's pretty straightforward, but unfortunately the bracket that is still attached to the ceiling is not big enough, so I will have to remove it in order to put this new bracket on for the new light fixture. And this is pretty straightforward as it's only held in by 2 screws. Now the good thing about this light is that it's not particularly heavy, so I should be able to attach the new bracket in. So now that I've connected all the wires, all I've got to do is put these little screws in the side of the bracket, hold it to the ceiling. Oftentimes the hardest bit is trying to fix everything behind these tiny plates. I'm not sure why they choose to make them so tiny, but I guess it's for a lower profile. So just spread the wires out as much as you can and move it into place. And that's it, just like that. The light has been fitted. Now all that is left is for me to fit our new bulb and we're good to go. Now time for a moment of truth. Okay guys, now what do you think about this new ceiling light? Now Sapphire and I absolutely love it. It is so simple, so stylish and elegant, and some of the reviews had mentioned this very same thing, and we're really happy that it's matching with the color scheme of the bedroom makeover. Although we weren't able to get exact matching wall and ceiling light, we're really happy with how closely these resemble each other. Now I must say that this isn't the energy saving bulb that we'll be living here, and we will bring you a new video showing you what the new bulbs look like, which is going to cost us a pretty penny, but we hope that in the long run it will save us money. As always, this is Kenroy signing off for another video in this series, and we hope to see you guys again soon. Take care.